This is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Election Day is exactly 2 months away, and Democratic nominee Joe Biden is trying to make the most of his first stop in Wisconsin.
He met with Jacob Blake's family and community members in Kenosha. Amy Reed is live with us to explain what he talked about and what Republicans are saying back. Amy?
Biden hadn't been here since 2018 when he was campaigning for other people. Republicans dug into that today while Biden offered a message of hope to those facing racism in Kenosha.
Thank you for give me the opportunity.
Joe Biden told community members in a church in Kenosha about his conversation with Jacob Blake and his family.
He talked about how nothing was going to defeat him, how whether he walked again or not, he was not going to give up.
It was part of Biden's visit to the city that's seen police shoot a black man, violent protests, and a presidential visit in less than 2 weeks. A firefighter, lawyer, alder, and mother talked to him about the problems they see, begging for a solution.
We hear so many people saying, oh, we're going to give you this, we're going to give you that. But we have yet to see action.
Biden answered, pushing for optimism.
I think, Alderman, what's been unleashed with a lot of people is they understand that fear doesn't solve problems. Only hope does. And if you give up hope, you might as well surrender.
Republicans, meanwhile, criticized Biden while building up the president's visit just a few days earlier.
Thankfully, President Trump came to Kenosha, and he gave Kenosha the assistance they needed, along with others from throughout the region, across the state and across the country. That combined help stopped the violence. It brought calm and law and order.
They questioned where Biden has been.
Just 2 weeks ago, the Democrats said that science was what prevented Joe Biden from coming to Wisconsin, coming to Milwaukee, as you talked about, Governor, to the DNC. And what about the science has changed over the last 2 weeks?
Now, along with his message of optimism, Biden talked about specific policy proposals he said he'd work on if elected, including raising the national minimum wage to $15 an hour, prison and health care reform, and more money for Title I schools.
All right, Amy, thank you. Today, reporters asked Governor Evers if he made his position clear to Biden, like he did with President Trump, that he didn't want the candidates visiting Kenosha.
I didn't know he was coming until very late, and he was either in the air or not. And so to say, hey, turn this plane around or jump on your plane, go home, that wasn't the case. I told him what my position was, and it is what it is. Candidate Trump made the same decision. They both made the decision to come.
Reporters questioned that response. Since Biden announced his trip yesterday, the governor sent President Trump a letter ahead of his visit telling him his visit would not help Kenosha heal. He says he read the same letter to Biden over the phone.
Donald Trump won Kenosha County in 2016, but it was very close. So it's not a surprise reactions over Joe Biden's visit today were similar to the president's, mixed. Jamie Perez shares some of their thoughts on the city's second big day this week.
Crowds of people were out here earlier today showing their support for Joe Biden being in Kenosha, but just across town, some people thought that he was here just to get ahead in the poll. Now, those people said that he was welcome here because he made time to visit Jacob Blake's family when Trump did it, but some other people said that they felt Trump showed more empathy for the businesses who are struggling right now.
He really shows that he's going to give to the community, especially to the small businesses, but also to the families that have been affected by this.
I think it's a lot to do with being in the public and being in this campaign, helping this campaign out. But he could have been here 2 weeks ago when DNC was in Milwaukee, but he couldn't come then, which is kind of weird.
Mixed reactions all around, but the one thing that everyone said they wanted, regardless of which candidate came to town, was for the tensions to settle down and that the community of Kenosha can help come together to rebuild. Reporting in Kenosha, I'm Jamie Perez.
Jacob Blake's family said they welcomed Biden's visit today.
Days after taking no action during a special session on police reform, Assembly Republicans reopened the session today and closed it again until next week. Majority Leader Jim Steineke says the Speaker's task force will look to address racial disparities, and that conversation would include the bills that are part of the special session. Lawmakers in action on police reform legislation that the governor and lieutenant governor had introduced back in June led to continued protests in Madison.
New at 6, a journalist for a Kenosha newspaper has resigned as a digital editor after disputing the headline for a story about a rally for the family of Jacob Blake. Daniel Thompson said the headline did not reflect the messages of Blake's family and other speakers at the event. He says he was the only black full-time journalist at the Kenosha News. The newspaper's top editor told the Associated Press the story was a, quote, late sidebar to the newspaper's main protest story and was published only online.
Well, let's check your first warn forecast. Here's meteorologist Chris Reese. Chris.
Temperatures continue to cool down for us as we move later into the evening. A cold front came through earlier today. That has brought the wind, which is part of why things were so windy. Mid-60s are showing up in Viroqua, now at 66. Camp Douglas at 67. Still, Janesville is at 75. Madison, we've watched our temperature now fall to 70 degrees. High resolution Dopplers free of showers or thunderstorms. We've had those clear skies all day. I expect that to continue as we move into the overnight hours. Winds will relax as well. Temperatures will be falling not just into the 50s, but eventually into the upper 40s. We're looking ahead, though, and 3 things to focus on. We're staying breezy into Friday, dry through Saturday, but then as we move towards the weekend, not only will we be mild, but we're talking rain potential into early next week ahead of a big push of colder air. I'll break that down coming up in about 10 minutes or so.
All right, Chris, thank you. City of Madison is officially accepting nominations for 4 seats on the newly created Police Civilian Oversight Board. Along with those 4 seats, 9 community organizations will also nominate people to be on the board. The deadline to submit nominations is September 16th. Now, if you'd like to submit a nomination, visit cityofmadison.com, and instructions are posted in the news releases section on that homepage. One of the teens charged in the killing of 11-year-old Anissa Scott is headed to trial. The defense had filed a motion to dismiss the party to a crime first-degree intentional homicide charge against 17-year-old Jerry Ward. They argued Ward was asleep in the car, so he could not have been ready and willing to assist in the crime. But the state argued that Ward and the other 2 teens involved all were driving in the vehicle with guns on their laps. The judge ultimately denied that motion to dismiss.
UW-Whitewater's chancellor has been put on paid administrative leave as the university investigates a complaint against him. Interim UW system president Tommy Thompson announced today that Chancellor Dwight Watson was put on leave. They did not say what the complaint was about. The UW system will not comment on the investigation until that complaint is resolved. UW-Whitewater's former chancellor Beverly Copper retired in January following an investigation into allegations of her husband sexually harassing students and employees. On day 2 of the semester, more than 300 UW-Madison students and employees have tested positive for COVID-19. 365 students and 21 employees have tested positive for a total of 386 confirmed cases. The university says as of today, 20 students are in on-campus quarantine and 25 are in on-campus isolation.
Across Wisconsin, there are nearly 900 new confirmed cases. That is a noticeable increase from yesterday's 544. The state's lifetime total has now exceeded 78,000. The positivity rate has increased by more than 1 percentage point to 7.9%. Health officials say 4 more people have died and another 30 were hospitalized. Most Wisconsin voters will be getting some mail from the Elections Commission explaining how they can vote in the general election.
On Tuesday, the state sent out 2.6 million mailers to registered voters. The informational document goes over your 3 options to vote: at the polls, in-person absentee, and absentee by mail.
Bipartisan commission decided to send this as an informational mailer. These are not ballots. These are not some type of official form that's associated with a voter record.
If you were on the mailing list in June and haven't requested an absentee ballot, you should be getting these any day. The Elections Commission used Federal CARES Act money to pay for it.
The deadline to register to vote by mail or online is October 14th. You can register at your clerk's office until October 30th or in person at your polling place on Election Day. But if you plan to vote by mail, the Elections Commission is encouraging people to request their ballots now. And a reminder, you can track when your mail-in absentee ballot is received through the myvote.wi.gov website. Coming up next at 6, there's a new program to help Madison families afford child care. We'll explain how a new community scholarship fund is working to make it possible. That's next.
Ashley Home Store's unbeatable Labor Day 72-hour sale is on. Save up to 60% off special buys and doorbusters. Plus, get a bonus 5% holiday discount at checkout. And 5-year interest-free affordability makes for low monthly payments. Online and in-store at Ashley Home Store.
Scranton is a long way from Wall Street. You won't find skyscrapers or big city bankers, just hard-working people. That's where Joe Biden's story starts. It's why he's running for president, for the backbone of this nation. Working families. Donald Trump, he's in it for himself and his wealthy friends. In this crisis, we need to help workers and small businesses. And we need a president who will build back better.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Get a free TV during Steinhaffel's biggest Labor Day sale on now. Save 35 to 75% store-wide, plus $100 off and incredible specials priced to sell out, like any size Sealy mattress, $99. Steinhaffel's has the largest selection of quality furniture and mattresses, and it's all on sale. That's right, all living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture is on sale, plus special financing and free in-carton shipping. So save big and get a free TV during Steinhaffel's Labor Day sale.
At Papa Murphy's, we make fresh pizza that you bake at home. Because home is where the fun is. For a limited time only, get the Combo Magnifico Pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
Not going fast enough. Just done with that.
Ashley Home Store's unbeatable Labor Day 72-hour mattress sale is on. Save up to 60% off Beauty Rest and up to $1,000 instantly off doorbusters and special buys. Plus up to $300 in free furniture. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Governor Tony Evers says more federal aid money will be directed towards supporting early care and education providers. He says an additional $30 million of federal CARES Act dollars will allow for an additional round of child care counts payments. Applications will be available starting Wednesday on the Department of Children and Families website. The deadline is September 18th. Access to safe, affordable, and quality child care has risen to the forefront for Wisconsin families as the new school year begins. Yet the early care and education sector is still reeling from COVID-19. At the height of the pandemic, more than 1,700, that's about 39% of providers statewide closed their doors. Now, only about 12% remain closed.
The Madison Metropolitan School District is providing child care in 30 of their buildings, and there are also several community providers that are trying to help, but don't necessarily have the funding that the school district does. According to the city, there is a gap of about $500,000 right now in child care costs, and while the city did step up to help out, there is still a need. So the United Way is partnering with the city and school district to create a child care scholarship fund to ease the financial burden for families who can't afford it.
It is imperative that our business and philanthropic partners come to the table to help contribute to this community challenge and invest in our youngest residents so that we are doing all we can to mitigate the impact that virtual learning could have on our most vulnerable residents if they cannot access the supports that they need to be academically successful this year.
The goal is to raise $400,000, which will allow 150 kids to attend full-time programming for free. If you would like to help, there's a link on United Way's website.
Still ahead at 6, we'll hear from a Janesville High School senior about how heading back to the classroom feels amid the pandemic. And we're also looking ahead to the Labor Day holiday weekend, but may need to dodge a few shower and thunderstorm chances. Chris will join us with our first warn forecast. That's next.
It's Slumberland's huge Labor Day sale. Get this stylish, comfy sectional for just $9.98 and get the storage ottoman free, or an incredible price on the Sealy Posturepedic Queen mattress and free shipping with no minimum. The Labor Day sale at Slumberland.
It's easy to update your home at the Brothers Maine Labor Day Super Sale. Saving is easier on tons of great brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. And Maine makes getting more easier with up to 18 months of 0% financing. Want even more easy? Select items include free delivery through Monday. That's the More Store. The Labor Day Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more easy. Hurry in and see today at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Fight against all types of deposits and temperatures with Valvoline Daily Protection Motor Oil. Designed to keep engines clean, it's just $2.99 a quart after 11% rebate. Forever Green Fall Turf Food is a ready-to-use formula that covers up to 10,000 square feet of yard. A bag is only $12.99 after 11% rebate. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Lawless criminals terrorize Kenosha. Joe Biden takes a knee. Biden and the radical left's weak response has led to chaos and violence, and their calls for defunding police would make it worse. President Trump is making it stop, sending National Guard and federal law enforcement to protect Wisconsin's families. Communities, not criminals. Jobs, not mobs. Strong leadership when America needs it most.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Incredible savings on mattresses during the big Sealy sale now at Slumberland. Get a Sealy Queen mattress as low as $99 or a luxurious Sealy Posturepedic for $9.99 plus free shipping. The big Sealy sale at Slumberland.
New at 6, UW-Madison officials say several buildings in the Library Mall area were spray painted with racist graffiti. That includes 2 UW-connected buildings, the University Bookstore and the Extension Building. Several privately owned buildings were also vandalized. A statement says, quote, "These racist messages run counter to university values. UW-Madison does not tolerate racist behaviors. We value a diverse community where all members feel welcome, safe, and supported. The Office of Student Conduct and Community Standards is investigating along with university police."
This school year is difficult for everyone, especially for those just beginning and ending their grade school careers. Our Gabriela Becerra spoke with people on both sides of that spectrum. She found they're trying to put things in perspective.
If there was any possible way, senior Natalie Short-Reed intended to go back to school this fall.
I wanted to actually say goodbye to the teachers that basically raised me my whole life.
She got the chance. Janesville Schools is offering in-person classes for all age levels this fall. But Natalie admits it's just not the same.
And we're probably like 5 feet apart from each other, but there's no decorations or anything in the rooms. It's just the teacher's desk and ours.
So far, Natalie says students are respecting the new rules. They're using hand sanitizer, following floor markers to stay 6 feet apart, and wearing a mask the entire school day.
Hoping everyone doesn't think they're too cool for masks, because if we're seniors and we're still showing up to school and choosing to be there, I think that the 14, 15-year-olds can just wear it.
A much younger student just a few miles away doesn't need to worry about a mask. He's stuck at home to start his education.
Jasper was excited to meet his teacher and do his lessons. He's kind of a learner, so he was excited.
Claire Gray's son, Jasper, is in kindergarten in Milton. She says Jasper's teacher is great at guiding them through the process, but there will still be some kinks to work out.
Workload. Because given that we're doing virtual, it's very condensed learning. You know, if he was with his classmates, a lot of time would be spent like lining up, washing hands, changing gears and all that.
Jasper has another 12 years to make up for the 2020 school year. Natalie's mother knows her daughter doesn't, but she's glad Janesville intends to offer the chance to make some traditional senior year memories.
We don't want her to miss that opportunity. It's weird. You know, we didn't do the first day school photos with masks. We don't want to capture, that. Unfortunately, she'll always remember her senior year as this.
Gabriela Becerra, News 3 Now.
The Janesville School District is working with the Rock County Public Health Department to determine if and when face-to-face learning is no longer an option. Meanwhile, Jasper plans to do virtual learning for the entire school year in Milton.
Well, looking ahead, youth who lost the chance to exhibit their projects at the 2020 Dane County Fair that was canceled due to COVID-19, they'll have another year of eligibility. The 2020 Rona Club will give youth who have aged out of clubs like 4-H a chance to exhibit at the 2021 fair. The board of directors made the decision in recognition of the, quote, enormous amount of preparation and planning in anticipation of exhibiting one last time at the fair. Normally, fair rules say exhibitors cannot have turned 20 by January 1st before the fair. Club enrollment begins September 8th. All members must be enrolled by November 1st. Some very fall-like temps are in the days ahead. Meteorologist Chris Reese with your first warn forecast.
That's right. We're also windy. Things have been breezy out there all day long. Here's some of the highest wind gusts that we saw out there today. 35 miles per hour was the strongest wind gust in Madison. Monroe had wind gusts just shy of 39, or just shy of 40 miles per hour, right at 39. La Crosse, it's always windy there up on the bluffs, and then of course it's always windy as you work your way over towards the lakeshore as well. That's where Kenosha popped in with the wind gust around 45 miles per hour earlier today. Things are still windy, but we're starting to watch our wind gusts calm down at this point. Wind gusts are now roughly around 20 to 25 miles per hour, depending on where you are. Sustained winds for most of us are in that 10 to 15 mile per hour range, but you still have at least a couple spots that begin to break that on either side. Still clear skies. The air is dry for us. We're at 70 as temperatures continue to fall with those winds coming at us out of the north and west. Here's a good reason as to why things were so windy today. We have low pressure out towards the north and west, high pressure back across the high plains. Between the two, we call that a pressure gradient, and so you get very breezy in that spot that we just so happen to be in. But we did stay dry with the exception of northern parts of the state. They were a little bit closer to that area of low pressure, and so they have a couple of showers up there, but for us right here in south central Wisconsin, we're dry. Now we will stay dry as we go through the rest of the evening. Let's take you hour by hour. Here we are towards tomorrow morning. Temperatures will be into the upper 40s for most spots. We're at 70 or into the upper 60s by lunchtime. All of us, I'm expecting to top out into the low to mid 70s for those highs headed into tomorrow. Enjoy that. By the weekend, we're talking more sunshine and temperatures a little bit closer to 80. Rain chances move in, though, Sunday into your Monday. This is because changes are brewing. Eric mentioned that as we tossed over into weather. Let's take a moment to unpack that and talk about these changes that are coming in. This is the upper air pattern. I always bring it up because it controls what happens for us here on the ground. This is Sunday. Pay attention to Canada. That push of colder air works its way on in. By Tuesday, we're warm across the south and east. Colder air sets up across the northern part of the country. In the winter, this would be a snowstorm setup for us. We are just not at that point of the year. It instead will likely be a heavy rainfall setup. We're going to have an area of low pressure coming our way, and multiple of them as that front begins to slow down and that colder air moves in. Winds out of the south ahead of the low will stream in more moisture. That cooler air will help squeeze more of that moisture out of the atmosphere. So let's go ahead and show you the actual storm system and the rain chances. This is Sunday morning. Rain chances come in throughout the day on Sunday. Here comes that cold front by Monday morning. You see a couple of showers at least. Well, then multiple waves of low pressure right along that. This leads to heavy rain going through at least the next couple of days, and that begins to add up as well. We're talking rainfall potential of 1 to 2 inches for parts of the state, perhaps 3 or 4 inches as you work your way towards the south. So we're going to be watching that closely. That's certainly some good news for the drought, but we don't want too much rain at once. And check out Wednesday. We're talking highs around 60.
I'll just focus on the results. Coming up in sports, one Packer hopes to make the cut this Saturday. Why he says he'll have no regrets no matter what happens next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Wild Easttown Honda has clearance savings on over 400 new Hondas. Get 0% financing for up to 60 months on your favorite new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
It's the Ayers Furniture 80th anniversary sale with huge savings on quality name brands including Lazy Boy with recliners starting at $299 and Smith Brothers Amish handcrafted sofas at special anniversary sale prices. Ayers Furniture with free delivery. Don't miss it.
I'm all in for local shops.
For our country.
For family.
I'm all in for my hockey season. This one's for my teammates.
To go back to school and have fun with my friends.
It's the things we do that make us who we are. Join us.
Motorcycle riders love the open road, and Geico loves helping riders get to where they're going. So to help even more, Geico is giving new and current customers a 15% credit on their motorcycle policies with the Geico Give Back. And because we're committed for the long haul, the credit lasts your full policy term. The Geico Give Back, helping riders focus on the road ahead.
Lately, we've come to appreciate what home has to offer. Right now at Feldco, buy one window and you'll get one free, plus no interest for 1 year. That'll help keep your home and your family warm, safe, and comfortable all year long. That's something we've been providing for almost 50 years. Let Feldco get you ready for colder weather. Buy one window, get one free now.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
It's the Ayers Furniture 80th anniversary sale with huge savings on quality name brands including Sealy, with queen-size sets starting at $399 and Flex Steel sofas starting at $899. Ayers 80th anniversary sale, and Saturday at 5 p.m.
Wild Easttown Honda has clearance savings on 400 new Hondas. Lease a new all-wheel drive CR-V for $269. That's $269 and absolutely zero due at signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Gabby's looking ahead to the weather for Labor Day weekend, and there might be some rain in the forecast to look out for.
And we'll take a look at the effects the COVID-19 pandemic might have on your Labor Day travel plans.
We'll see you Friday morning.
Opinions, if you will, about the new Brewers logo, both online and in the social media universe. Take a look here. It was unveiled by American Family Insurance this morning, and it will now be called American Family Field, not Miller Park. The Brewers did collaborate with AmFam for this new logo. On to the Packers. Now, Deshaun Amos didn't really have the traditional typical route to Green Bay. The Giants just signed him as an undrafted free agent out of college, and while he didn't make the cut in New York, he did get his experience on the field in Canada, playing in the CFL, where he was named an All-Star. Now he's back in the States, vying for a spot on the 53-man roster, but wherever he lands, he's secure in knowing that he gave it his all in camp.
I came out here every day and I gave 100% effort, so that's something that I won't regret at all. But, you know, 53 is obviously the goal, you know, just being a professional before this. You always want to be out there on the field contributing, you know, in that case, it's like firsthand. But, you know, if it came down to practice squad or whatever the case may be, this is a great organization. And it would be a blessing, you know, just to continue to be here and continue to contribute to those wins just in a different role.
And Charlotte, I feel like that's not just like good advice for football, but good life advice too, right? No regrets. Give it your all.
Absolutely. Melissa, thank you. And here's Chris with the final check of the forecast.
Sunshine sticks around as we head into tomorrow as well. Temperatures top out to the upper 70s. We're watching rain chances into early next week.
All right, Chris, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News True Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.